All right, well, welcome everybody to the stream. My name is Joshua Jennings, and welcome to Armchair Quarterback. Today we're going to be streaming the Lions and the Packers live on Thursday Night Football. We got an exciting matchup coming up, and it's exciting for a few good reasons. A, there's a lot riding on this game. The Detroit Lions sitting at 11-1. Currently are atop the NFC conference. And so, with that in mind, they have a few teams behind them, closest, of course, being the Eagles and the Vikings. Okay, well, welcome everybody to the stream. My name is Joshua Jennings, and you're watching Armchair Quarterback. I appreciate everyone for stopping in today. We have a big matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. There's a lot at stake here between these two teams, whether they win or lose. First and foremost, we're going to start with my Lions. The Lions, sitting at 11-1, are atop the NFC North and atop the NFC in general. They currently at 11-1 are atop the Eagles, who are at 10-2. And if they win out, will secure the number one seed in the playoff picture. And as of right now, they still sit atop that number one seed. Now, it's a big game because if they were to lose tonight, they would likely give up the number one seed to the Eagles. And their probability of locking up the number one seed would drop from what is currently reported by ESPN to be 74%. And it would drop to 48%. And so you're seeing a significant drop if that's the case. If that ends up happening tonight, that would be a big deal. And it's 45% would be what the ESPN is reporting as the probability of them securing the one seed if they lose tonight. As for the Green Bay Packers, they're still trying to guarantee their spot in the playoffs. Sitting at 9-3, they're in a good position to do so. Although the NFC right now is top heavy, a team at 9-3, as the Green Bay Packers are, only places them at the 6th seed, which is not too far from the bubble were Green Bay to go on a losing streak. So a win for Green Bay is just as big as a win for the Lions tonight. It's going to be a tight game, I think. I think it'll be a one-score game. The Lions are, of course, and most people are aware, the Lions are suffering from injuries. Currently have 18 players on IR, 13 of which are on the defense. That list is included in the people on that list, but not limited to these people, is Malcolm Rodriguez, one of our linebackers. We also have Alex Anzalone, another linebacker, Jalen Reeves-Maben, another linebacker, and Derek Barnes, another linebacker. Our linebacker core alone has been decimated. The only starter still active on the roster, not suffering from injury, is Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell is going to have to step up in a big way in order to keep the Lions in this game. I really believe that. Now, as for the Green Bay Packers, they're suffering with injuries of their own. Jareer Alexander, one of their top safeties, is going to be out for this game, as well as Romeo Doubs, one of the Green Bay's top receivers. So Green Bay is suffering with their own injuries. Every NFL team at this point is struggling with some sort of injury, whether that be in any given position. The Lions are uniquely injured. They're the most injured team currently in the NFL. And so when we're talking about locking up the 1 seed and the importance of locking up the 1 seed, the 1 seed grants you a bye in the playoffs, which means you get 1 week of rest as you've advanced automatically to the divisional round. The Lions securing that 1 seed is so important because they're so injured. Having that 1 week to bring people back, to allow people to get healthy, to allow your guys to rest in the midst of what is an incredibly brutal and long season is extremely important. And so for that reason, I think it's incredibly important the Lions win tonight in order to further push the gap between them and the opponents chasing them for the 1 seed. To sort of now talk about what is the path to success for Detroit tonight in order for them to win the game. I think it's going to start first and foremost with the run game. Detroit has Sonic and Knuckles, Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, two of the most dynamic running back duo, almost the most dynamic running back duo in the NFL. It's going to start with them, how successful they are at the run attack. Now, Green Bay are no slouches in this regard. The Green Bay, in terms of their run defense, they're 5th best in the nation right now. They're the 5th best NFL team out of 32 teams stopping the run. But the Detroit Lions are one of the top running teams in the NFL. We're going to have an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object, and we're going to have to see how that ends up, how that turns out for the Lions tonight. But that's one key point to winning this game tonight. One key marker on the journey of winning this game is going to be the run attack. Can we get an efficient run game started? And I think we'll be able to. But if we don't, it'll be one of the reasons why the Lions might lose tonight, or it might be closer than otherwise anticipated. Second is we're going to need to see some production from our top wide receivers. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Tim Patrick. We're going to need to see some action downfield, and I'm talking about explosive plays. The Packers are explosive play monsters. They have explosive play galore. Jordan Love can extend a play, giving his extremely athletic wide receivers more time to get open downfield. If we're not able to match their ability to create explosive plays, I think that's going to be a marker against why we might not be able to win this. Now, thirdly, on the defensive side of the ball, we're going to need to get takeaways. Like I said, the Green Bay Packers team, Jordan Love can extend the play and get the ball downfield to an open receiver who has more time because of his ability. Now, as we saw earlier in the season, sometimes Jordan Love will try to extend a play and play hero ball too much. And because of that, ends up throwing in a costly interception. He's done it against the Lions in our last game. In particular, that was our safety, Kirby Joseph, who was rushing him and ended up throwing a costly pick six to Kirby Joseph in the last game. Point is, we're going to need to get a takeaway. We're going to need to shake Jordan Love's confidence in some way, probably by locking down the secondary and picking him off. Because I don't think we're going to be able to shake his confidence by getting to the quarterback with our rushing attack. Like we talked about with the injuries, a lot of our defensive line is also injured. For instance, you have Aiden Hutchinson, who's been out since the game against the Cowboys. You have Wingo, who's been out since we played the Cowboys. You have Marcus Davenport, who's been out since we played the Cowboys. We have David Bada, who's been out since we played the Cowboys, and we have Nate Lynn, who's also been out since we played them. And so it's been we're crippled with injuries currently, and it's going to be very important for some way for us to get Jordan Love a little desperate, a little uncomfortable, and it's likely not going to come from the rushing attack. It's likely going to have to come from a stout secondary, able to get some takeaways tonight. And so, a takeaway on the defensive side of the ball is going to be key to the Lions winning tonight. And that being said, now Green Bay, what does Green Bay need to do to win? Well, I hope they don't do any of these things, but we'll start with the run game. Josh Jacobs, the starting running back for the Green Bay Packers, has been phenomenal over the past couple of games. And so shutting him down is going to be key in order to stopping Green Bay from having control of this football game and dynamic long drives. First and foremost, I genuinely believe we're gonna struggle to do that tonight, and there's a few reasons for that. It's because our linebacking core is so decimated. I think as we're bringing in new guys that are not necessarily familiar with our system, there may be some slip ups in terms of keeping an eye on the running back and keeping a stout run defense. So the Packers are going to have to start their game if they want to win with a strong rushing attack. Josh Jacobs is going to have to get over 100 yards to beat this Lions team and keep up with the Lions offense. Secondly, for the Packers defense is going to need to get takeaways. They're going to need and they're going to be able to get to Goff to help make that happen. The Packers' passing attack hasn't been the best earlier in the year, but it's been effective as we've reached the middle of the season. And so we'll see. If Goff gets uncomfortable, if Goff gets a little, is feeling the pressure and doesn't have enough time to throw, or has too many guys in his face, that could spell victory for the Packers if he isn't able to have enough time to read through his options and hit the open man. And so we'll see. It'll be an interesting game. It looks like the game is going to start here in about 10 minutes. And so I'll be calling tonight's game at least every play that I can. And it should be an exciting one. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to answer any questions that you might have. Or first and foremost, let me know who you think is going to win tonight. You can either put G for Green Bay or L for the Lions. Green Bay is currently taking the field in a dark stadium, and the Lions are walking out led by Jared Goff and Penei Sewell. Good news for the Lions defense. One of our injured players, Carlton Davis, has returned from the injury report and is going to start in this game. Carlton Davis at the beginning of the week was ruled as questionable, but it looks like he will be starting in today's game. Also, in other news in terms of the injuries, Taylor Decker has been ruled out today, and so it looks like Skipper will be replacing him. Decker was originally dealing with a pectoral injury, but it seems like he's developed a different issue now with his knee. I don't have any clear understanding of whether or not what the soft tissue, what the nature of the injury is. Just under 10 minutes till kickoff here. I'm going to go take a quick break, and then we're going to get ready for some Lions football. Oh, welcome back, everybody. Lions are set to take the field in about 7 minutes' time. Should be a great game. I'm very excited. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous. I think the Green Bay Packers have a better chance to beat us today than they did when we first met with them earlier in the year. Detroit Lions take the field, led by Jared Goff, the Detroit Lions quarterback. Lions are facing a big test tonight. Matchup with the Green Bay Packers as they look to secure their lead in the NFC North and secure the 1 seed. Appreciate everybody for joining and watching. If you like what you see or you like what you hear, please subscribe or like the stream. It just helps get what I do out there to more people. Feel free to share the stream as well. I hope we have a good game today. It should be fun to watch and call. If you have an opinion on who's going to win today, please put G if you think Green Bay is going to win in the chat. And if you think the Lions are going to win, you can put L in the chat. Oh, and if you have any questions, I'd love to answer them. As we begin to look toward kicking off today, we'll just quickly remind everybody where we're at in terms of the NFC playoff standings. The Lions are currently at the 1 seed in the NFC. They're holding strong there at 11-1. Their current playoff probability is sitting at 99%. Now, that's almost 100. They'll get to 100% if they beat the Green Bay Packers tonight. They can clinch their playoff berth, and they don't have to worry about missing out on the playoffs if they beat Green Bay tonight. The Eagles are just below them, ranked at seed number 2. They're currently 10-2 against the in the NFC, and they're playing Carolina this week, which means they're almost assured a at least 11-win season this year. Just below the Eagles at number 3 is the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks currently have a record of 7-5, and they're first in the NFC West. They're going to be playing the Arizona Cardinals later this week, which will be a tough game and another huge divisional matchup. Just below the Falcons at number 4, just below the Seahawks, you have the Falcons sitting at 6-6, first in the NFC South. The NFC South, a highly contested division. The Falcons will be playing the Minnesota Vikings this week, and will be playing at Minnesota. I would predict that Minnesota is going to win that game. Good old Kirk Cousins has been struggling recently, and threw 4 interceptions in his last game. Just below the Falcons at seed number 5, you have the Minnesota Vikings sitting at 10-2. They're the 5 seed. This is ridiculous. At 10-2, they're sitting at the 5 seed, and they play the Atlanta Falcons. I anticipate that they're going to win that game and advance to 11-2, which is why it's so important that our 11-1 Vikings win. 11-1 Lions win today in order to stay atop the NFC North. The Vikings are hot on our tails. Just below the Vikings at seed number 5 is the Packers at seed number 6. The Packers are at number 6 with a record of 9-3 and are currently 3rd in the NFC North. There's very much a realistic picture that we could see a playoff picture with 3 NFC North teams, including the Detroit Lions, the Green Bay Packers, and the Minnesota Vikings. Sitting at the last seed and the 7th seed is the Commanders. The Commanders are currently on a bye this week and are second in the NFC East at 8-5. That is the playoff picture. We have a few different teams currently in the hunt. At the 8th spot currently is the Colts, sitting at 6-7. They're second in the AFC South and can contend with the Texans for their shot at the playoffs. Mega Big Bad says the NFC North is tight. It's tight. It's very tight. And currently, if the Lions were to somehow lose tonight, they would then be tied with Minnesota for the first place in the NFC North. The Vikings this week, Zach, or Mega Big Bad, play the Atlanta Falcons, and the Atlanta Falcons are frankly, I think, a borderline playoff team. The quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons is the Kirk Cousins. Now, Kirk Cousins has been a good quarterback, but since his torn Achilles, he's been unstable. Last week, he threw 4 interceptions, and so it's likely going to be another win for the Vikings this week since they play Atlanta, and they're going to advance to 11-2. If the Detroit Lions were to lose tonight, they would then fall to 11-2, which would mean the Vikings and the Lions would be tied for first place of the NFC North. I'm not worried about the Detroit Lions making the playoffs tonight or this season. I think they will. I just think keeping the first seed of the NFC North, or the first seed in the NFC entirely, is going to be crucial so that they can obtain the bye. We talked about that earlier. We're getting set for kickoff here. Just under 4 minutes. So as for my predictions for tonight, I predict that Jahmyr Gibbs, running back 2 for the Detroit Lions, will go over 100 yards. So Mega Big Bad says, do you think the Bears game was faked, coached through the game? I do not. I think Eberflus is incompetent. I don't think it's rigged. I just think he's incompetent. If you were watching live, the man was almost looked shell shocked on the sideline. And you've heard this throughout the media all week long. You've just never seen a coach fail to take action, especially with a rookie quarterback at the helm. Caleb isn't necessarily going to know what to do in that situation. And as a team, they need to be locked in on what the procedure was. And if there was any kind of miscommunication between the head coach, the play caller, and the quarterback, they needed a timeout. The kick is away, and the Lions are going to receive the ball in the end zone, take a knee, and the Lions are going to start their first drive at their own 30. The Detroit Lions march into the field led by Jared Goff, and the Lions are going to start with the ball in the first quarter. Goff comes into this game with a completion percentage of 72% so far this year, and just over 2,900 yards. First and 10 now at the Lions 30. Goff under center and I formation. Goff changing the play, tapping his head. Goff takes the snap, gives to Montgomery, who tries to bully his way up the center and will get a gain of about 3 on the play. Is 72% a high completion percentage? It absolutely is. So you can generally expect that the average quarterback is going to be throwing around 60%. 72% completion percentage is stellar. I don't know if it leads the NFL right now. I believe he's second. Jared Goff under center with Montgomery in the backfield. Goff sends a man in motion to the right. Goff takes a snap and looks to throw. Quick throw, and that's going to be to Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's going to get a gain of about 4 on the play, and that'll bring up third down. Third and 2 now for the Lions, still on their side of the field. Ben Johnson getting to work, warming up the offense with a few easy completions. Third and 2 now at their own 38. Goff in the backfield, Montgomery to his right. Sends Amon-Ra in motion to the left. Goff looks to throw. Looking to the left side, he gets it to Amon-Ra for a first down. Amon-Ra St. Brown got a gain of about 4 on the play, and that's good enough for a first down. Goff takes the snap, fakes the throw, and gets the ball downfield. That's to Amon-Ra, hits him in the hands, but he drops it. It was good protection in the pocket and good coverage. Amon-Ra St. Brown dropped the ball there. That's unusual for him. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Second and 10 now for the Lions. Goff just under center with Montgomery in the backfield. Goff is reading the defense, pointing out the linebacker protection. Goff sends Jameson Williams in motion, takes a snap, hands to Montgomery, who's met in the backfield, but bounces around, and he's going to have a first down. David Montgomery secures the first down and drags the Lions into Green Bay territory. Lions, Goff under center. Goff reading the defense. He's got Gibbs in the backfield. Goff sends Jameson Williams in motion. Goff fakes the give to Gibbs, but dumps it off. It's a running back screen. Gibbs makes his way up the center. He's to the 40 and gets a gain of about 7 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and short. Mega Big Bad, I plan on streaming eventually simultaneously on Twitch and YouTube. I just have to get more familiar with the OBS system. I also have some upgrades coming here soon to some of my equipment, so I'm working on a couple of different projects to improve. Goff under center with Montgomery in the backfield. Goff, looking to his left, throws quickly. That's a dart to Jameson Williams, who can't hang on to it. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3. Green Bay there, the coverage was tight, and Williams just could not hang on to it. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3 here. Looks like Green Bay brought pressure there. And Goff, with a man pretty much in his face, just had to get rid of the ball quickly. It did hit Jameson Williams in the hands, but the cover was good, and Williams just couldn't hang on to it. Goff in the backfield alone. He's looking to throw. Scanning down the left side. Throws across the middle. Finds Jameson Williams. He's to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, and knocked out of bounds by the Green Bay Packers. That's going to be about a gain of about 20 on the play. Jameson Williams. Excellent. Green Bay was in man coverage, and Jameson Williams beat his man across the middle. He was wide open, and Jared Goff just had to hit him in stride. What a play. Great throw. Jared Goff in the backfield, Gibbs to his right. Goff gives to Gibbs, who's running up the left side, doesn't quite have the edge. We have flags thrown. Hang on, folks. The Zebras are going to talk over this one. Flag is thrown. And the commentators think it's holding. Zebras are talking. And it looks like it's going to be holding on the Lions. That'll back them up 10 yards, and it'll bring up 1st and 20. It was very clearly holding. It's unfortunate we got called for that one. It's going to bring up 1st and goal, and it's going to look more like 1st and 20. So we're about 20 yards between the Lions and the goal line. Goff fakes the give and gives it to Gibbs, who's on the right side. Gets to the 15, and it'll get a gain of about 6 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and about 15. It's 2nd and goal, but it's about 15 yards. Welcome everyone for joining. I appreciate everyone for stopping in. If you like what you see or you like what you hear, please drop me a like. It just helps me get out there to those that might also enjoy my content. Goff in the backfield with Montgomery to his right. Goff reading the defense. It's second and goal and about 15 yards. Goff looks to throw. Blitz is coming and has Laporta for a gain of about 6 on the play, getting them to the 7-yard line. It's going to bring up third and goal. Third and goal for the Detroit Lions, who are looking to get into the end zone. The Detroit Lions are 6th in the NFL at red zone offense. We'll see if they can continue that streak. Goff in the backfield, Montgomery to his left. Goff looking to throw, looking on the right side. Throws over the middle, and there's a flag. Flag is thrown in the backfield. He was looking for Tim Patrick, but ball was sort of over his head. Flag is thrown, though. We'll see what this is. Zebras are congregating in midfield. And this is going to look like pass interference on Tim Patrick. Two fouls on the play. And that's going to be illegal contact on Green Bay. And they have not announced the second foul. There's one foul. And it's going to be illegal contact on Green Bay. And so it's going to give the Detroit Lions a fresh set of downs pretty much right on the goal line. So it's going to be first and goal for the Detroit Lions with about 5 yards between them and their first touchdown of the night. Not even 5 yards. Give it 3. Goff is under center with Montgomery in the backfield. Green Bay loading the box. Goff gives to Montgomery. And he's just untouched. That's a touchdown, baby! Touchdown, Detroit Lions. David Montgomery, untouched, finds the gap and gets in the end zone. The Detroit Lions open today with 7 points on the board, and you can't ask for a better start than that. Cannot ask for a better start than that. Excellent job. And you saw pretty much everybody get involved there. The Detroit Lions started that drive with some efficient run game, and Goff was extremely precise on that drive. Jake Bates for the point. It's up and it's good. It's 7-0 now. The Detroit Lions are going to be leading in this first quarter, 7-0, and David Montgomery just waltzed right in. I can't express the amount of space he had to get into the end zone, and that's the Detroit Lions offensive line paving the way for their boy. Well, the Detroit Lions are now going to look to their defense to try to put up a fight against Green Bay, who has an electric offense. I would love to see a takeaway by the Detroit Lions secondary sooner rather than later. That would be fantastic. If we go down the field on the first drive of the game and score, and then get an interception on Green Bay's first drive of the day, that would be huge. You can dream, right? You can dream. How's the camera quality in the audio? Is the camera quality all right? Is the camera good? Are we all right? Feeling good? Feeling all right? One thing that I've learned when it comes to like calling these games and trying to be proactive about talking about the game and doing what I can to provide as much information as possible that I think is relevant and interesting is your voice dries up. Your voice dries up and it can get difficult at times. So I'm going to try having a water bottle next to me here. Okay. We're on commercial break, so you're not missing a thing. Appreciate everyone who's tuned in to watch the stream. Let's see a Brian Branch interception to start the first drive for Green Bay. I'd love to see that. To talk a bit more about Jared Goff's completion percentage, Goff currently sits at number 2 in the NFL. He's ranked second in the NFL in terms of completion percentage, just behind Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, is sitting at about 74% completion percentage, while Goff sits at about 72. Now, something you need to understand with Tua Tagovailoa, he's also a pocket passer. And what's interesting is Tua Tagovailoa has played 5-6 less games than Goff. So, Goff's played a lot more snaps. So, I would say in terms of the body of work that the two quarterbacks have made so far, Goff's completion percentage is more impressive. But Jared Goff is just behind Jared Goff is Baker Mayfield, sitting at about 70%. That's some pretty awesome completion percentages from those three quarterbacks. And the kick is away, and the Packers are going to receive in their end zone. And the Packers are going to start their drive at their own 30. Jordan Love, meanwhile, has made about 63% of his passes. And is good for about 2,500 yards. So 400 yards less than Jared Goff, with a completion percentage just about 10% less. So the Green Bay Packers are going to start at their own 30-yard line with about 9 minutes and 41 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. Love, under center with Jacobs in the backfield. Love sends the man in motion. Love fakes the handoff and is looking downfield. They're gonna get home, and that's Zadarius Smith? Zadarius Smith in the sack! Zadarius Smith gets home and totally contradicts what I thought was going to happen. I didn't think we were going to get any quarterback pressure, but Love held on to this ball for like 2 or 3 seconds too long, and Zadarius Smith starts the game with a sack and backs Green Bay up about 2 or 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 13. 2nd and 17 now. 2nd and long. Love just under center. Jacobs in the backfield. Love takes the snap, looking to throw immediately. Escapes from the pocket. He's going to take it himself and get about the 31-yard line for a gain of maybe 6 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and long. Wow! 3rd and 9 now for the Green Bay Packers. The Lions with a chance to go 3 and out. Zadarius Smith starting the drive with a sack. That's incredible. Incredible. Love in the backfield with Josh Jacobs to his left. 3rd and 9. Tries to get the Lions to jump. Love takes a snap. Looks to throw. They bring pressure. Pressure gets home, and it's almost picked. The throw is incomplete, and there's a flag in the backfield. There's a flag, I should say, in the secondary. There's a flag upfield. And this looks like it might be pass interference on the Lions. Pass interference on the Lions. It's going to be automatic first down for Green Bay. Crap! Crap. It's Brian Branch on Reed. Jaden Reed, former Michigan State wide receiver. It was a good call. It was slight, but it was there. Love in the backfield with Josh Jacobs to his backside. Love takes the snap, gives to Jacobs, who is met in the backfield with resistance and will just barely get back to the line of scrimmage. Wow. Excellent. Run defense is going to be the name of the game for Detroit today if they want to win this game. Take away one of Green Bay's primary offensive weapons, which is Josh Jacobs. If Josh Jacobs has a 100-yard day, it's going to spell bad news. And Alim McNeil's coming off the field. We have another injured Lion. Oh my gosh. If Alim McNeil goes out of the game, that's going to be 14 players now injured for the Lions in total. I hope he just is just going to go out for a bit. Ali McNeil's off the field. It's now 2nd and 9, Green Bay. Love under center with Josh Jacobs in the backfield. Love calls an audible, adjusts the play. Love. Quick throw. That's to Jaden Reed up on the right side, and the Lions are there. They swarm him and they bring him down. It's probably a gain of about 3 or 4 in the play. And that was not Jaden Reed on the reception. That was Wicks. And the Lions right now are just swarming the football. Third and 6 now for the Green Bay Packers. Love under center. Love in the backfield with Josh Jacobs to his left. Love looking to throw. He drops way back and starts getting chased. Airs one up, and it's off target. It's incomplete. Wait for the flag. Is there a flag? No flag. That brings up 4th and 6. Lions shut Green Bay down. Despite the injuries, the Detroit Lions are getting home on the pass rush. Green Bay set to punt it away. And Lions call fair catch. We're still in quarter number 1, and the Lions are going to take the field for the second time today. Leading the football game 7-0. They're going to go to commercial break, so you're not missing a thing. Something I noticed initially from that first drive is that the Lions are bringing blitz packages to try to put pressure on Jordan Love. You know, we talked in the pregame about what it's going to take for the Lions to win this game. They're going to have to make Love uncomfortable. My initial assessment was that the Lions are not going to be able to get home that often. Now, then, of course, Zadarius Smith opens the game with a sack. But despite that, I thought the pressure was going to come on Love from him throwing either incompletions or interceptions. The Lions have probably one of the best safety duos in the country. Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch are probably one of the 2 best safety tandems in the country. And I thought turnovers were going to be a big way of how to put pressure on Love and get into his head a little bit. But it sounds like, from what it looks like, the rushing attack is getting home. And they're bringing it naturally in with some blitz packages. I mean, Zadarius Smith got the sack on the opening play of the game for the Packers offense, and they were getting pressure to him on that last play of the drive. It was a blitz, but they made Jordan Love uncomfortable enough where he dropped back maybe further than he would have otherwise, and he just wasn't settled when he made the throw, and it was off target. So, just an excellent showing from the defense. Excellent showing. Thank you everyone for tuning in. If you could drop me a like, or if you like what you're hearing or like what you're seeing, subscribe. It really helps out the channel and helps circulate my content out there a bit more. Okay. Lions are going to start this drive deep in their own territory at their own 8-yard line. Goff under center with Gibbs in the backfield. Goff gives to Gibbs, who's met in the backfield and is able to get just past the line of scrimmage for about a yard. It'll bring up 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now for the Lions in their own territory. They're at about their own 10-yard line. Goff in the backfield with Gibbs to his left. Goff takes the snap, tosses to Gibbs, who gets up the left side for a gain of about 3 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and about 6. Sorry, 3rd and 5. Love's already got the towel over his head, and it appears to be seeing ghosts. He's like, not again. Not again. Not this Lions team, man. Not them. Not again. Goff in the backfield with Gibbs to his right. Goff sends Jameson Williams in motion to the right side. Goff looking to throw. Goes through his reads, has some time, but gets sacked. It's going to bring up 4th and long. Lions are going to have to punt this back. Blitz came up the middle and created pressure while Gary was able to get the edge against Penei Sewell. And they got home to Jared Goff. It's going to bring up 4th and long. The Lions are going to punt this one away. Jack Fox in his own end zone gets set to punt this away. Fox gets the punt off. And Green Bay gets a fair catch at their own 48. So just about midfield. Jaden Reed makes the reception, and Green Bay is going to take over with pretty good field position. Love in the backfield with Josh Jacobs to his backside. They start their own drive at their own 48. Love calls an audible, adjusting the defense with 5 to go on the shot clock. Love takes the snap and gives to Jacobs. Jacobs makes his way up the middle for a gain of about 5 in the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5. Aline McNeil is been taken back to the locker room and is getting evaluated for a concussion. Huge blow to the Lions' defense and pass rush for that matter. Second and 5 now for Green Bay at the Detroit 46. Love in the backfield. Josh Jacobs to his backside. Love looks to throw as the Lions blitz 8. And Jaden Reed does have the completion on the left side. And it looks like they're going to be just short. It's going to bring up 3rd and short. 3rd and maybe about a yard. And the referee is going to overturn the call with replay assist. It's going to be an incompletion, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. And Jaden Reed did not have a possession of that ball. He brought it into the breadbasket and it just slipped out. 3rd and 5 now for the Green Bay Packers at the Lions 47. Love in the backfield. Josh Jacobs to his right. Love tries to get the Lions to jump, but the disciplined Lions squad does not. Love changes the play. Still in the backfield, sends a man in motion to his left. Love takes a snap and looks to throw. And pressure coming. Love just gets rid of it. And it's going to bring up 4th down. I don't think they're in field goal range. Lions are getting home, and they're bringing all kinds of pressure. I think Zadarius Smith was again involved. Fourth and 5 now. Packers are going to go for it on 4th down. Love in the backfield with Jacobs to his right. Scoreboard has the decibel level at 115 in the stadium. Love tries to get the Lions to jump, but this disciplined squad doesn't do so. And no snap. Green Bay was just trying to get the Lions to jump off sides, and this disciplined squad doesn't do so. Ain't no way. Get that crap out of here. And the Lions fans are grating cheese on the sideline. I don't know how he got that cheese in there. I don't think you're supposed to bring food into the stadium. And the Packers are going to look to punt this one away. And the Lions defense holds strong again. And the punt is away. Fair catch at their own 11. So the Lions offense is going to take the field again. Alexander on the reception there. And the Lions are going to start their next drive here at their own 11. See if we can get something working as the defense are stalwarts, holding the line and forcing Green Bay to punt twice now. See if the Lions offense can take this and get some points on the board. Well, you can't if the Lions if the Lions somehow lose this game, you can't blame the defense. The defense has stopped Green Bay even in great field position from even putting 3 on the board. So far, the Lions pass rush is getting home. Eastern Michigan grad O'Connor has been beating his offensive tackle. O'Connor is one of our defensive linemen on the practice squad, and he's getting home. He's causing Jordan Love to get a bit more unsettled. It's surprising. I'm gonna do a bit more research after the game to see just what O'Connor's production is. But I've never heard of this gentleman before, and he's already just making waves. We're on commercial break, so you're not missing a thing. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Again, Lee McNeil on the Detroit Lions defense, specifically the Detroit Lions D-line, is out. He's being assessed for concussion, so he's going to go through concussion protocol. It's unclear at this point whether or not he's going to return. What's the opinion on Little Caesars in this chat? I want to know. Now, I know what my opinion is, and I'll tell you real quick. Little Caesars, as I was once a broke college student, and I'm still not exactly wealthy, Little Caesars was an excellent option in terms of the price. I didn't have the money, nor could I afford to get these 7, 8, 9, 10 or more more expensive pizzas. Like Jets, there was no way you'd catch me dead ordering a Jets pizza in college. That thing was like $17 for a small. I'm not doing that. Little Caesars, for the price, was more appealing for somebody like myself who was on a budget. Now, I get it. The quality, it's not there. Oh, Lions are going to take over. And Jared Goff pitches to Jamison Williams, who's on the left side, and bullies his man for a few more yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 5 on the play. Anyway, just to wrap up the Little Caesars bit, for the price, there really is no better. There really is no better pizza out there. I know it's disgusting. I know it's gross, but it's my opinion. If you're on a budget, it's a good option. Goff under center with Gibbs in the backfield. Sends a man in motion to the right side. Goff takes a snap, fakes the give. Has to escape some pressure, and he's going to have to just throw this one away. Going to bring up 3rd and 4. Looks like the Green Bay Packers are bringing bringing a few more blitzing packages. They're trying to get Jared Goff unsettled, and it's been working since the opening drive. Goff goes under center, takes the snap, gives to Gibbs, who's going to try to make his way up the middle, and will get the first down. If not, he's close. And they're going to spot him just beyond the first down marker. I think they're going to give it to him. And they're going to give it to him. Lions get a first down after a Jahmyr Gibbs second effort. The offensive line was basically at the first down marker. Glasgow was well past the first line down marker with his blocking. So the offensive line carried him there for the most part. Goff under center has Laporta and Gibbs behind him. And it looks like Matt LaFleur is going to challenge the first down. If LaFleur wins the challenge, Lions are going to get 4th and inches on this play instead of the first down that they had. So the Zebras are going to congregate midfield, and they're going to talk about this. It's going to be Green Bay's first challenge. And they're going to go to commercial break. So they're going to go to commercial break while the Zebras congregate and discuss this midfield. So we will see what their ruling is when we're back from commercial break. To me, it looked like he was clearly there. So the initial call is that he got the first down and it was enough to advance the chains or move the sticks. I don't think there's enough evidence to overturn that call. But we'll have to see maybe there's an angle that they see that we just don't have. Or we're not getting through Prime or Amazon. But we'll see. Kaylee. Hi, Kaylee. Thanks for joining the stream. I'm glad I was able to stream tonight too. It's a big game. I appreciate you watching, and if you could drop a like if you like what you see. You don't have to, but it's free, and it just helps me get out there a bit more. Thank you for tuning in. We're on commercial break, so you're not missing a thing. Thanks for liking the stream. I really appreciate it. Still on commercial break. We're waiting to get back and hear what the referees are going to rule about this first down situation for the Lions in Green Bay. It looks like we're back from commercial break. Let's see what the ruling is. And they're going to say he made the line to gain, and so the Lions are going to get first down, and the Green Bay Packers are going to waste a timeout on the challenge against the Lions. So the Green Bay Packers are going to lose a timeout, at least for the first half. And it looks like the Lions got their first down. Goff under center with Gibbs in the backfield. Goff takes the snap, gives to Gibbs, who's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and will probably get no gain on the play. Be 2nd and 10. Lions break the huddle at 2nd and 10. They're still well in their own territory. Lions, Goff in the backfield, Gibbs to his left. Goff takes the snap, gives to Gibbs, who gets to the outside and will be met, bounces off a tackle and gets a gain of about 6 on the play. Basically turned nothing into something there and got maybe 3 or 4 more yards in the play. He was met pretty much initially at the line of scrimmage, but bounces off a tackle and shows some toughness, able to get a few more yards. It's going to bring up third down. Third and about 5. Goff under center. Gibbs in the backfield. Goff gives to Gibbs, who's met in the backfield, and they're going to be tackled for a loss. It's going to bring up fourth down and long. Green Bay Packer just slips straight through the line and meets Gibbs in the backfield for a huge loss in the play. And the Packers' run defense is showing strong here. Jack Fox in the backfield gets the snap and punts it away. Flag is thrown. We'll have to see what that is. And Green Bay is going to fair catch at their own 26. Zebras are going to congregate midfield, and let's see what they have to say. I do not think this will change the possession. I think Green Bay is still going to get the ball. But we'll see what we have here. Holding on the defense. So it's going to be a 10-yard penalty on the reception, and so it looks like the Green Bay Packers are going to start closer to their own 16 instead of their own 26. And the Packers are going to take over again now, but they're not going to be as in good of field position as they have before. Let's see if the Detroit Lions defense can hold them to 0 points. Love to see a takeaway from Brian Branch here. Running backs can't skip leg day. Yeah, they can't skip any day. I mean, leg day especially. But when you got grown men flying at you at full speed, and you got to take that, you better have a layer of muscle all over your body to be able to absorb all that impact. Jordan Love in the backfield, backs on either side of him. Love sends a man in motion, takes a snap, hands to Josh Jacobs, who goes up the middle for a gain of 7 on the play. It was a great run. Going to bring up 2nd and 3. Jacobs has been extremely efficient for the Packers so far tonight. Has yet to get a big breakaway run, and I hope it never happens. But with Josh Jacobs, that's part of the game plan. He's a bruiser and he's quick. Love goes under center with Josh Jacobs in the backfield. 2nd and 3 at their own 24. And it's going to be the end of the first quarter before they can snap the ball. Detroit Lions lead 7-0 as we end the first quarter and move to the second. Overall, I'd have to say it's been a good showing so far by the Detroit Lions. I'm pretty happy with just about everything. I am a little nervous that we're seeing a lack of production from the run game by the offense right now. Gibbs has just been met with fierce resistance pretty much at the line of scrimmage every time, which tells me that the blocking isn't getting upfield or the blocks are being missed. Because it seems like he's been met with resistance pretty quickly. And so I don't know how we're going to address that, but it's something that I've noticed. As for the receiving game, we've only really seen effective passing from the Lions on the first drive of the game. Otherwise, Green Bay's been getting home. They're getting Jared Goff unsettled. He doesn't have a ton of time to make good throws. And so we haven't seen a lot of passing since the first drive. That's a little concerning. Hoping that we can either enhance our protection of Goff, or we're going to have to get a mean run game started so it backs up the defense a bit more, keeps them honest. But we'll see. As we're entering the second quarter, drop your predictions in the chat. Type L if you think the Lions are going to win, and type G if you think the Green Bay Packers are going to find a way to get on the board. and win. We are on commercial break, so you're not missing a thing. L. Kaylee thinks L. You can't stop the Lions. I would agree. I think we're stoppable, but I don't think we're stoppable for long. We're still on commercial break, so you're not missing a thing. And we're back at Ford Field. "15 minutes to go in the second quarter, and Aline McNeil is back in the game from concussion protocol. Love under center, looks to throw, drops back, pressure coming. Finds a man who gets down the field to the 35 to the 40 and will be... Fumble! The ball is loose. Lions say they have it. Hold up, let's see. The receiver made it about 15, 20 yards down the field. That's Watson, and the ball popped out. We'll have to see if he was down first before he let go of the ball, but the ball pops out. And I think we got our first takeaway here. Let's watch the replay. Watson tries to cut back across, and that ball is out. That's Lions ball. That's Lions ball. That's Lions ball. Carlton Davis knocks it out. The ball is loose, and Carlton Davis, after knocking it out, I think it's recovered by... Jonah Williams recovers the fumble. And the Lions get their turnover. Let's go. Lions start their own drive at their own 45. Goff looking to throw. Down across the middle, that's to Laporta, who has a great catch in traffic. And it's either going to be a gain of 9 or a first down. And the refs are calling it a first down. Huge takeaway there. Huge takeaway. Lions recover the fumble. They get the takeaway. This is how this game is going to be won. Can the Detroit Lions win the turnover battle? And Goff with a beautiful strike down the middle to Laporta. Goff under center with Montgomery in the backfield. Goff sends Jameson Williams in motion to the left side. Goff gives to Montgomery, who gets up the middle for a gain of about 5 in the play. And flags are thrown. It looks like it's going to be unsportsmanlike on Green Bay. I think he just took a cheap shot with one of the linemen for Detroit. But hang on here. Let's see what this is all about. Green Bay is getting unsettled here. Personal foul on Green Bay. Scumbag. It gets heated out there, and I'm not really sure what happened, but Skipper was on the block on Walker, and Skip shoves Walker, and Skip kind of just falls off. I don't know. He kind of sold that a little bit. I don't know if Walker was being that aggressive. Anyway, that's a personal foul on Green Bay and 15 more yards for the Detroit Lions. It's going to bring up 1st and 10. Goff under center, 2 men in the backfield. Goff looking to throw. Airs it out down the right side, and it's just over everyone's heads. He just had to get rid of that ball as pressure was coming. Green Bay brought a heavy blitz that time. And Laporta just barely got on the block there. Is that Laporta? That's Montgomery on the block. Goff in the backfield with Gibbs to his right. Goff gives to Gibbs, who tries to get up the center and won't go anywhere. Refs call the play dead. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Detroit Lions. They're well into Green Bay territory and is likely within field goal range here. And we got a Green Bay Packer going back to the locker room. That's Van Ness. Goff in the backfield with Gibbs to his right. 3rd and 10 at the Green Bay Packers 25. Packers bring 4. Goff throws across the middle, and that's going to hit the dirt. It's going to bring up 4th and 10, and the Lions are likely going to have to kick the field goal here. The Packers there showed a blitz, and they dropped the blitzing linebackers back into zone coverage, and it was nothing going there. Jake Bates takes the field to kick this extra point for the Detroit Lions. He's 95% on his kicks so far this year. He's 19 of 20. This is Bates for 43 yards, and Jake Bates, it's good. That's 3 more for the Detroit Lions, and so now it's 10-0. And Green Bay is going to get the ball back with 13 minutes to go in the second quarter. Wow. Okay, well, you know what? We got the takeaway from Green Bay. We got the fumble recovery, and we were able to put more points on the board. You know, I would have loved another 7 points. It would have made me a lot more comfortable, especially since Green Bay is going to get the ball at the beginning of the second half. But I won't complain for 3 more. I won't complain about 3 more. The Lions are going to expand their lead now. It's going to be 10-0. And there's something critical that we have to understand. If the Lions are able to hold Green Bay off and expand their lead a bit more, Jordan Love is going to have to win this game with his arm. It's no longer going to be a game about Josh Jacobs. It's going to be a game about whether or not Jordan Love can make the completions to win this game. And that's going to open them up to turnovers. So we'll see. I'd love to see the defense hold Green Bay again to 0 points, but we'll see if that's possible. They've already done it now 3 times, so we'll see if they can do it a 4th. We're on commercial break, so you're not missing a thing. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Like I said, drop a like if you haven't done so already, and if you'd like to subscribe. It's totally free, and it helps push my content out to more people that might enjoy it. Okay, and Green Bay is going to receive the ball from the Detroit Lions, who are kicking it off to Green Bay. Jake Bates getting ready to kick it away. The kick is up, and it's going to soar into the Green Bay end zone. It's not even going to be able to be received. So Green Bay is going to start their drive at their own 30-yard line. All right, Love under center with Jacobs in the backfield. Green Bay is looking to get some action going on offense here. Love takes the snap, gives to Jacobs, who's up the middle for a good gain of about 4 yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 6. Second and 6 now for Green Bay. Aline McNeil back in the game for the Detroit Lions. Love in the backfield with 2 backs on either side. Love takes a snap, gives to Josh Jacobs, who gets off to the right side and has a breakaway. He's to the 45 to the 50 and will be dragged down by Kirby Joseph and gets a good gain of about 12 or 15 on the play. It's going to be first down Green Bay. And Josh Jacobs is starting to light it up here a bit. The Detroit Lions defense need to meet him in the backfield and keep him ineffective if they want to win this football game. But it was good blocking by Green Bay, and Josh Jacobs was able to find a gap up to the right side. Love in the backfield, 2 backs on either side. Josh Jacobs on his right. Love gives to Reed, who's up the field and gets a gain of about 4 or 5 on the play. Sorry, that's Wilson that got the handoff on that one. That's number 31, Wilson, for Green Bay. It's going to make it 2nd and 3 now. Love in the backfield, back to his backside. Love sends a man in motion and gives to the running back, who's going to be stopped short of the first down. Love under center with Josh Jacobs on the right side. And looks like there's going to be a flag on this play. Zebras are congregating midfield. This is probably going to be on the Lions. Josh Jacobs, as of right now, with 5 carries, has 36 yards. And the Zebras confirm it's going to be on the Lions, 5-yard penalty. This will bring up 1st and 5 for the Green Bay Packers. So Josh Jacobs has 5 carries for about 36 yards so far. Josh Jacobs is beginning to heat up. If the Lions want to win this game, stopping him is going to be absolutely critical. 1st and 5 for Green Bay. Love under center. Love takes the snap. Gives to Jacobs, who's up the middle, but met at the line of scrimmage and will get maybe a gain of 1 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 4. Jack Campbell on the stop there met Josh Jacobs pretty much at the line and stopped him for a gain of maybe 1 on the play. Love in the backfield. Josh Jacobs to his right. Love gives to Jacobs and finds a way up the middle for a 1st down. It's going to be a gain of 7 on the play. Green Bay is driving, and I should say running their way down the field at this point. Josh Jacobs is finding a way to turn those legs and get yardage. And Green Bay has a hurt player. That's Ryan coming off the field, one of their offensive tackles. That's the right guard for Green Bay, and that's frustrating. And let's see if there's anything on the replay that would indicate an injury. looks like the collision with the Detroit Lions defensive end maybe stunned him. Love in the backfield, backs on either side. 1st and 10 at the Lions 25. Love sends a man in motion to the right side. Gives to Jacobs, who's trying to make his way out the left side, but it's met with resistance at the line, and he's going to go down for a gain of 1. But the Zebras throw a flag, and they're going to congregate midfield. Let's see who this is on. They're indicating holding on Green Bay, but we'll see what the official call is here in just a second. Head ref confirms holding on the offense. That's going to back him up. 10 yards. So Green Bay is going to try again. It's going to be 1st and 20, holding on Green Bay Packers number 74. First and 20 now for Green Bay at their own at the Lions 35. Five seconds on the play clock. Love looking to throw. He's looking downfield. Has good protection. And dumps it off to Kraft for a gain of maybe 5 in the play. Kraft gets hammered by Brian Branch. And this is going to bring up 2nd down. It's going to bring up 2nd down here. Second and 12 for the Green Bay Packers at the Lions 27. Love under center. Love takes the snap. Fakes the give to Jacobs. Looks to throw. Pressure coming. Escapes the pressure. Makes his way upfield. That's to the 20 and is good for a 1st down. Love had nothing but daylight in front of him. Escapes the pressure coming off the edge. And marches his way upfield, getting out of bounds for the 1st down. And nobody had an eye on the quarterback. Love was basically able to march untouched up to the 1st down. Alim McNeil almost got home. Love under center with Josh Jacobs in the backfield. It's 1st and 10 at the Lions 14. Love takes the snap, gives to Jacobs, who's met in the backfield and tackled at the line of scrimmage. Another flag on the play. Flag on the field. Let's see what it's for. Zebras are going to congregate again. If this is on Green Bay, it's going to be their 6th penalty of the night. It's on the Lions. Illegal use of the hands. And that's going to be automatic 1st down. Green Bay is knocking on the door. It's 1st and goal now. Let's get a takeaway here. Get a takeaway, Detroit. Love under center. Jacobs in the backfield. Love takes the snap. Gives to Jacobs, who's up the right side. Met at the line of scrimmage and powers his way up the middle. And is about 3 yards short of the goal. 2nd and goal now. And it's getting a little bit chatty down there between Green Bay and Detroit. Things are getting tense. Second and goal now at the Lions' 5-yard line. Sorry, the Detroit 4-yard line. Love in the backfield, Jacobs to his backside. Love takes the snap, gives to Jacobs, No, he fakes the give, and he overthrows Tucker Kraft, who is wide open. That's all on Love. It's going to bring up 3rd and goal. The defense was locked in on Josh Jacobs and basically commits to him. Tucker Kraft shakes his block and he's wide open, but Love just misses the throw. Wow. 3rd and goal now. If Lions hold him here, it'll be huge. 3rd and goal. Love in the backfield. Jacobs to his right. Love takes the snap, looking to throw. Pressure coming. And it's going to be pass interference. Doesn't matter. The Lions did pick it, but it's going to be pass interference on Terrion Arnold. It's going to be on Terrion Arnold. He was all over the receiver. Zebras are congregating midfield. They're going to talk this one over, but I don't think there's going to be much to talk about. Yeah, he's all over him. All over him. It's going to be automatic first down and pretty much place Green Bay on the goal line with a fresh set of downs. The Lions now lead the NFL in being penalized for pass interference with 17 penalties. Love under center gives to Jacobs, who's going to power his way up the middle for a touchdown. Packers score. It was a long and brutal drive, but it was primarily defined by Josh Jacobs just muscling his way forward for yards. His longest breakaway run there was for about 12 or 15 up the right side after having an edge set by his offensive line, but the rest of that was pretty much him battling for yards. And the Packers are going to get a score of 7, and we've now got a football game. Well, the Lions still maintain their lead as they go into commercial break. Score 10-7. We knew this was going to be a close game, and we still got plenty of ball to play left. It's about 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second quarter, and they're going to go to commercial break here. I would say Lions scoring on this drive will be critical, as the Green Bay Packers will get the ball back at the beginning of the second half. And there's not a lot of time left in the clock to put points on the board. I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back to call the rest of the first half. And we're back. Thank you everyone for tuning in thus far. This is going to be a long game. If you like what you're hearing and you like what you're seeing, please drop a like. It helps get my content out there for more people to watch that may enjoy it. You don't have to, but it is free. Okay, So a big thing with this next drive for the Lions is going to be protecting Jared Goff. The Green Bay has just been getting home. There's no other way to put it. They've been getting home to Jared Goff and making him unsettled. When Goff is unsettled, he doesn't have enough time to throw the ball. He's rarely going to make those completions work. A mobile Goff is not a mobile Jared Goff is not generally a Jared Goff that wins football games. So he hasn't thrown an interception in quite a few games now. I don't expect he will tonight. I hope I didn't just jinx him. But it's going to be scoring on this next drive is going to be critically defined by whether or not the Lions are able to protect Jared Goff. Now, I'd also love to see some ground and pound from the run game, getting Montgomery in up the middle for gains of 5 or 6 yards, and just driving down the field, sort of like the Packers did. Kick is away. Lions receive it in their own end zone. So they're going to start this drive at their own 30-yard line. Goff breaks the huddle, goes under center with Montgomery in the backfield. Goff takes a snap, gives to Montgomery, who gets up the middle and has some daylight. Gets about 5, maybe, more like 7 on the play, and bring up second down. And they start this drive with a strong run from David Montgomery. Montgomery sets up the Lions for 2nd and 2 with 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this second quarter. Goff under center with Montgomery in the backfield. Goff takes the snap, fakes the give, and throws downfield. That's to Jameson Williams over the middle, and that's going to be a gain of about 25 on the play. And the Lions are already rapidly approaching field goal range. That's Jameson Williams across the middle into tight coverage. And that was a dart. Lions at the Green Bay 42. Goff looks to throw. Dumps it off to Montgomery on the right side, who makes his way up the middle and gets a good gain of about 4 on the play. Second and 5 now for the Lions at the Green Bay 37. Goff in the backfield with Montgomery to his left. Adjust the play. 2nd and 5. Goff takes the snap, looking to throw again. Airs it out to the left side. And there seems to be a miscommunication between him and Jameson Williams, as it was well behind Williams. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5 now. Goff under center with Montgomery in the backfield. 3rd and 5. Goff. Pressure coming off the edge. Goff gets it to Montgomery, who has the first down up the middle. Montgomery, who's originally part of the blocking package, breaks free and gets the dump off from Jared Goff and gets the first down. Montgomery with the check down gets the first down for the Detroit Lions. Goff had to escape the initial pressure coming off the edge. And Montgomery saves the day. Goff now in the backfield with Gibbs to his right. Goff takes the snap and fakes the give to Gibbs. Stepping back, airs it out, and that's to Laporta for a first down and more. He's at the 20 and will be brought down by 5 or 6 Green Bay defenders. And it's getting shovey out there. It's getting chippy. Let's not draw a flag. Just get back to the huddle. Just get back to the huddle. No flags thrown as things are getting chippy between these two teams. It's now 1st and 10 for the Detroit Lions, and it looks like it's going to come down to the 2-minute warning here unless they get the snap off quick. Goff takes the snap and gives it to Gibbs, who bounces it out to the right side. Getting up to the 15, it'll be a gain of about 5, with forward progress included. That brings us to the 2-minute warning, so they're going to go to commercial break. We have 1 minute and 53 seconds left to go in this football game. So what we've seen on this offensive drive that we saw on the first drive is the passing attack coming back alive. Goff has been able to have a little bit more time, as protection has provided that to him, and found Jameson Williams for probably the largest play of the drive so far, over the middle of the field in tight coverage for a gain of about 20 on the play. Goff, with enough time to throw, will pick any defense apart, and we're going to have to see more of that in the second half of play here. But we'd love to close this drive with 7 more points on the board, and we'll see what it comes down to. And we're still on commercial break, so you're not missing a thing. Once we do get to halftime, I'm going to go over my picks for the rest of the week here through the different matchups and how I think it's going to affect the overall standings. Something else we're also going to discuss is whether or not Ben Johnson is going to stay with the Detroit Lions coming next season. We'll discuss that and more. And the Detroit Lions are going to look to score on their final drive of the half, most likely here. At the Green Bay 15, Goff in the backfield with Gibbs to his left. It's 2nd and 7. Goff takes the snap. Quick throw to Laporta on the right side. Laporta with a good gain. He's up to the 5 and gets brought down at the 4-yard line, close to the scoring, just close to the goal line. It's going to bring up 1st and goal now for the Lions. 1st and short at that. 1 minute and 35 seconds left to go here. And you can expect the Lions are probably going to try to run it here to bring a little bit more time off the clock. First and goal. Montgomery in the backfield with Jared Goff.
Montgomery to Goff's left side. Goff takes a snap. Gives to Montgomery, who goes up the middle. Powering his way forward. He's going to get a gain of 2 or 3 on the play. And the clock's going to run. Timeout was taken by Green Bay to stop the clock at 1 minute left to go in the second quarter. Kaylee asks, what do you have for game snacks tonight? I have protein bites. It is sunflower seed butter, blueberries, oats, and honey. Courtesy of my lovely wife. Goff under center with Montgomery in the backfield. Second and goal at the Packers' 1.5 yard line. Goff diving forward. Referees have not signaled a touchdown. And they're going to signal a touchdown on this. It's close. Lions go up to 14. This is going to get reviewed, which is why I'm so hesitant. But the referees are going to call it a touchdown. But LaFleur is... Hang on. My skepticism was right. The head referee changes the decision. Goff's knee was short of the line. And so it is still 10-7. And so this is going to be third and inches now from the goal line for Detroit. Third and goal now. Lions are still in the huddle. 51 seconds to go here in the first half. Ball basically placed within a foot of the goal line. We'll see what the Lions look to do here. The refs are holding everybody in place as they're trying to figure out what time needs to be on the game clock. They currently have 51 seconds. And they're going to decide that 1 minute is the appropriate time on the game clock. So the refs are going to reset the clock to 1 minute, having it officially been originally have been declared 51 seconds in the game clock. Not sure what that means or why that matters. With 1 minute to go in the first half, Detroit sets up with half a yard between them and a score. Goff sends a man in motion to the right side. Goff gives to Montgomery, who gets met in the backfield and will not get there. It'll be fourth and goal now, and he'll actually lose a yard or two. Green Bay gets to him in the backfield. Well, crap. And it's Dan Campbell, so I think Dan's going to go for it. Clock is running now. Fourth and goal. This is big. It looks like the Lions are going to run that clock down as far as they can. And they're going to start with 14. They're going to stop the clock with 14 seconds to go on the play clock. We'll see what what Ben Johnson can dial up. It is now fourth and goal for the Detroit Lions, with about 2 to 3 yards separating them between. Separating them between another 7 points. Kaylee says, delicious. I have some red grapes. Red is better than green. In the case of grapes, I would tend to agree. But there are plenty of things where green is better than red. For instance, green is the color of Michigan State and red is the color of Ohio State. So there's that. Goff in the backfield, Gibbs to his right. Goff looking to throw. Throws to Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit Lions! Jahmyr Gibbs was open. Goff just quickly pitched it to him. That's going to increase the lead for the Detroit Lions from 10 to 16. Let's see if Jake Bates can make the field goal and officially make this another 10-point game. Jake Bates on the left hash gets ready to kick this one through. Hold is good, kick is away, and it's through. It's a little close. 17-7 now. That officially makes it a 10-point game with 11 seconds to go now in the first half. This is only the first half of football. And, wow, it's been an electric half. Defenses on both sides have been stout. And Jahmyr Gibbs gets a receiving touchdown. And so for the Detroit Lions today, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs are responsible for both the touchdowns on the board. Okay, the Packers are going to get the football with 11 seconds to go now in the first half. Kick is away, and it goes out the back of the end zone. And we'll see if Green Bay wants to try to do anything here. I think they're just going to take a knee and take this one into the locker room. LaFleur has his headphones off, so Green Bay is probably going to take a knee. Jordan Love takes a knee, and they're going to take it to the end of the half. That's the first half of football officially. Lions lead by 10 points, 17-7. Green Bay Packers are set to get the ball to begin the half. Wow. I just thought of another thing that's where red is also better than green. Red is better in pepper. Red peppers are better than green peppers by far. Wow. And what a showing by the Detroit Lions defense, which at this point is made up of people they were able to drag off the street. As we talked about earlier in the night, the Detroit Lions are the most injured team in the NFL. We currently have 18 players on IR. IR stands for injured reserve. It means a player that's not scheduled to return within any immediate period. So, and of those 18 players that are on IR, 13 of those players are on defense. We'll talk through who that is real quick. Starting first on the defensive side, we have Mekhi Wingo, who is our defensive tackle. We also have Malcolm Rodriguez, a starting linebacker who's out with his knee. We also have Ennis Rinkstraw, who's our second-round draft pick out of Missouri. He's out with a hamstring injury. Afutu Metafonwu, one of our safeties, is also out, but his injury is, as of right now, undisclosed. Alex Anzalone, one of our linebackers, is injured. Jalen Reeves-Maben, one of our linebackers, is injured. Derek Barnes, one of our linebackers, is injured. And the list goes on. I could keep reading down this list. The point is, the defense is while it's been beat up, it's holding strong. Kaylee's saying their defense has depth. I couldn't agree more. At the same time, the defense has had to go out and get people to fill in pieces. So we're talking about bringing in people that didn't start the season with the Detroit Lions, and so it's been one heck of a showing to be able to stop a dynamic offense like Green Bay. We really haven't seen an effective passing game from Green Bay so far. I'll pull up the numbers here real quick. Green Bay so far has produced 104 yards of total offense against the Detroit Lions. 24 of those yards have been through the air, so passing yards. While 80 of those yards has been on the ground. Josh Jacobs has been electric. Josh Jacobs with 80 yards already, or just about 80 yards, is fantastic. No question about it. The concerning part, if you're a Green Bay fan, is the passing yards. Jordan Love has been ineffective, and he's had open men. Men have been open downfield, but Detroit has been getting pressure. And that's one of the extraordinarily impressive things with this Detroit Lions, the Detroit Lions defense they're showing so far. And so, but as for the Detroit Lions, the production out of the offense has been stellar. The total yards so far by the Detroit Lions is about 174 yards, the majority of which is passing. So Jared Goff, when he's had time, has so far thrown 128 yards to different receivers. Primarily Jamison Williams, but Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta are in there as well. As far as our rushing attack, it hasn't been as good. Green Bay's defensive line has been pushing their way into the backfield and meeting our backs in the behind the line of scrimmage. And simply put, it's been stifling some of our rushing attempts. We have 46 yards on the ground to Green Bay's 80. Now that's not necessarily a terrible thing, as you can see we are winning, but it's not exactly what I would. It's not exactly our usual recipe for success. Our usual recipe for success starts with the run game and ends with the passing game. But so far, the Detroit Lions can soundly say that this game is largely being won by Goff and the receiving corps. And that's a good thing. Something also that's critical in this game so far is Green Bay is 0 of 2 on third down conversions. This is of course meaning that since when the Packers are in a third down scenario or third down yardage, they've had 2 attempts to try to convert on third down and they've failed each time. That speaks volumes to the Lions' efficiency, but it also speaks to Green Bay's inability to get the passing game going. Frequently when you're in a third down situation and you don't convert, it's usually because it's a third and long. And since the pressure's been getting home to Jordan Love, the Packers have, especially in their early drives, faced significant yardage situations because the Detroit Lions have gotten home and gotten sacks. So Darius Smith has been a big part of the reason Green Bay has been unsettled in the passing game. As for the fourth down efficiency, the Detroit Lions are the kings of fourth down efficiency. And in this game, to get the second touchdown of the day, the Detroit Lions are 1 of 1 on fourth down efficiency. Something that's also notable at this point is that the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers are, as of right now, even in terms of penalties. Penalties called for yardage. Green Bay currently has about 5 penalties called, while the Lions also have 5 penalties that have been called. So, at this point, with the game officially a 10-point score game again, Green Bay, to win this game, is going to have to rely on Jordan Love to make more passing completions. Josh Jacobs is an excellent running back. He's going to be able to to get those yards, to get those chunks of yardage, but he's not going to get, at least so far, he hasn't had the breakaway run. And so I think if you're a Green Bay Packers fan and you're looking to win this game, it's going to have to come by Jordan Love's arm, and he just so far has not been impressive. Now, if we can recount what occurred last week, Caleb Williams in the first half of the Turkey Day game was atrocious. He was absolutely atrocious. But when it came to the second half, we saw an entirely different quarterback in Caleb Williams, where a large portion of the reason they came back into that game, even though they lost, was because Caleb Williams was getting huge chunk plays through the air against the Detroit Lions. And so Green Bay is going to have to do the same thing if they want to get back in this game and they want to win this game, assuming they want to win this game. Well, I'm going to take a quick break, get some water, and refresh my voice. It can be difficult to talk for so long, although I do very, very much enjoy it. I appreciate everyone for hanging in with me. We're so far 2 hours into the live stream. I appreciate anyone and everyone who's stopped by. If you haven't dropped a like yet, please do so. It really helps the channel. It helps get more of what I do out to the people that might also enjoy it. So thank you. I will be back after a 2-minute intermission. Okay, and we're back. As we approach the end of halftime with about 5 minutes to go until the teams take the field again, I'm going to go over the remainder of the Week 14 NFL schedule. We're going to start, of course, with the Cleveland Browns taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday morning. Now, I think the Steelers, after an impressive showing against the Bengals, just putting up, I believe, about 40 points against the Bengals' terrible defense, and it's well established that they're pretty terrible. I think that the Steelers are going to be able to outpace the Cleveland Browns in pretty much every metric. I don't think this will be a close game, even though it's an AFC North game. The AFC North is pretty well renowned for beating up on each other, despite how any particular team is doing through the season. But I don't think this will be close. I don't think Jameis Winston's going to be able to keep up with Russell Wilson's production. And the Steelers should win against the Browns. Right after that game, or along with that game, you're going to have a sort of a honk shoe game, kind of a boring game between the Lions and the Saints. I think the Saints should win that football game. The Saints and the Giants. The Giants are atrocious, and the Saints should have no problem winning that football game. As for the next game on the schedule, it's the Jets versus the Dolphins. Now, this is an interesting matchup, just because the Jets and Dolphins have both been on a bit of a struggle bus as of late,
the Dolphins losing to Green Bay by 20 or more points last week, and the Jets losing in a heartbreaking loss to the Seattle Seahawks last week. I think the Dolphins are more talented, and Aaron Rodgers is just falling off. So I'm going to have to pick the Miami Dolphins to beat the New Jersey Jets on Sunday's game. Next up, you have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Tennessee Titans. Both of these teams at this point are they're not fighting for much other than draft picks. Neither of these teams are in playoff contention, and so at this point, the ticket sales at any of these games is probably going to be low. If you wanted to go to these games, assuming you're close by, you could probably find a ticket for $8. That being said, I think because Trevor Lawrence is going to be out due to injury, Jacksonville is not going to have their star quarterback. I think Will Levis is going to be able to do enough with the Tennessee Titans squad to be able to best the Jaguars, and so I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Next, you have the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Minnesota Vikings. To start, the Vikings have just been finding ways to win games. It's what good teams do. We talk about this all the time with Kansas City and the Detroit Lions and the Philadelphia Eagles this year. Good teams find ways to win close games. They just do. Kansas City has done it all year. Detroit has done it against the Texans in their week 11 matchup. And so the Vikings, they're a stellar squad. They're sitting at 10-2, and they're still very much in the race for the NFC North and even the 1 seed in the NFC. And I think, then you take a look at the Falcons, who are currently leading the NFC South at 6-6. I do not think this team is as talented as the Vikings are, nor do I think they're as consistent. Kirk Cousins has been struggling as of late, and threw 4 interceptions in his last game. With that kind of inconsistency at quarterback, and Kirk Cousins just being totally immobile due to his Achilles injury last year, I would take the Vikings to win this game, as I'm sure the Vikings pass rush is going to find ways to get home and get home effectively. Next, we have the Panthers versus the Eagles. I'm not going to dive too deep into this. The Eagles should win this football game. The Panthers are not that good, even though Bryce Young has been having a resurgence. I don't think they're that good. We're going to take a pause now as Jake Bates is taking the field to kick this ball away to the Green Bay Packers, who are looking to start their first drive of the second half. Probably motivated to change a few things and maybe even get the passing game going. (17-7). We're going to start play now in the third quarter, and the Green Bay Packers are going to kick it off and see what they can do on offense. Love standing in the backfield by himself. 1st and 10 at their own 30. Josh Jacobs shifts behind him. Love takes the snap. Hands to Jacobs, who's going to work his way. Oh, he get hit hard by Brian Branch, who swarms the ball, and he's going to lose 3 yards on the play. He initially had what I thought was daylight in front of him, but Brian Branch in Honolulu blue swarms the ball. And that's going to bring up second, and I think a bit of a loss in yardage. Love in the backfield is 2nd and 11 at their own 28. Love by himself in the backfield. Takes the snap, looking to throw downfield. Pressure coming. Deep throw. Aired out, has a man wide open, and it's caught. Christian Watson on the big play. Love connects with Christian Watson down the field on a huge play. Damn.
And Carlton Davis just gets burnt on the double move. "59-yard reception, and Green Bay is doing exactly what they needed to start this game. Love takes a snap and looks to throw. Quick throw to Tucker Kraft, who can't hang on to it. I'm sorry, that's not Tucker Kraft. That's Christian Watson. We'll bring up 2nd and 10 now. Wow. It was a beautiful throw by Jordan Love. Just floats it out there, and the receiver's just able to waltz right underneath it with a step or two on Carlton Davis. 2nd and 10 now for the Green Bay Packers on the Lions' 12-yard line. Love makes his way under center. Josh Jacobs in the backfield. Love sends a man in motion to the left side. Takes the snap. Fakes the give. Looking to throw. Pressure is coming. He airs it out on the left side, and it's not there. He throws it out of bounds, and that brings up 3rd and 10. He was again looking for Christian Watson. Aline McNeil, who had initially come back in the game, is now officially ruled out. They were suspecting concussion, but the official statement as of right now is head injury. I don't know what that means. If it's not a concussion and it's a head injury, I'm not sure what that could mean. Love in the backfield, back to his right. 3rd and 10 here. Big play for the Green Bay Packers. Can the Lions stop him? Love takes a snap, looking to throw. He darts one across the middle, and that's to Kraft. Touchdown, Green Bay. It was good coverage. Tucker Kraft just held on to it. Carlton Davis was on the coverage, and it was a dart right where the receiver needed it, and Tucker Kraft held on to it. Field goal is going to go up, and it is good. And so this is going to make it quite a bit closer. It's going to make it 14-17. Green Bay responds in the way they really needed to. And Lions are now set to respond in their own way here. And we'll see what they're able to do. What we talked about during halftime. If Love wants to get in this game, if the Green Bay Packers want to win, they're going to need to establish a passing attack. Love is going to need to make more completions. And we've been talking about this Green Bay wide receiver core is explosive. They have the ability to get those chunk plays, and they pretty much did everything that I said they were going to need to do. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, because I feel like I'm jinxing it now, but I like to try to give as much the best analysis I can. We're on commercial break, so you're not missing a thing. Okay, well, the Lions are going to need to respond here. And I hope they respond in kind. It's a bit threatening to watch the opposing team come out and just be able to carve up the defense like they just did. What I would hope from this Lions squad is we can we can control the pace of this game. You know, Green Bay just showed us they're able to get in the end zone in 5 or 6 plays from their own 30-yard line. And so I think controlling the pace of this game is going to need to be the Lions' solution to winning the football game. What does that mean? I think that means slow, productive runs and passes up the field, controlling the clock, and making sure Jordan Love doesn't have the opportunity to do again what he just did to us. And that's going to be part of the key to success here. So we'll see what the Lions are able to do, or if they're able to respond with their own chunk plays. I would be happy with either. Green Bay set to kick it away. Kick is up, and it is in the end zone. Lions are going to take a knee, and they're going to start their own drive at their own 30-yard line. It's a beautiful throw by Love for the touchdown to Tucker Kraft. Beautifully thrown, tight spiral, and it had heat on it. Goff under center, 2 men in the backfield. That's Brock Wright and Jahmyr Gibbs. Goff takes the snap and gives to Gibbs, who bounces out to the outside and then tries to go back in the middle for a gain of probably 2 or 3 on the play, and there's a flag in the backfield. Zebras are going to congregate midfield and talk about what needs to be, who needs to be penalized. They're indicating it's toward Detroit, so we may replay first down with. It's going to be holding on the Lions. It'll be 1st and 20 for the Lions from starting at their own 20. Foul was on Penei Sewell. Who held Kenny Clark, the interior defensive lineman for Green Bay. Goff in the backfield. 2 men to his both sides. Goff looking to throw. Quick dart to Amon-Ra. And that's going to be a gain of probably 5 or 6 on the play. Bring up 2nd and long. Goff looking to throw. Goff in the backfield with Jahmyr Gibbs to his right. Goff looking to throw. Throws an interception. And that was the worst pick I've seen him throw all season. That'll kill you. That will kill you. 25 for Green Bay. Nixon was right there. And the throw was to Tim Patrick, who had the defender right in front of him. Not really sure what the look was, why he threw it, but I would have much preferred a sack than that. Packers are going to take over at the Lions 16. Love under center with Josh Jacobs in the backfield. Love takes the snap and gives to Jacobs. Jacobs up the right side. He'll get past the line of scrimmage, but won't get more than 2 or 3 yards in the play, and Branch is writhing on the field. Getting up, and he looks rattled. Oh, boy. This game is getting close quick. Green Bay is lighting up. Love in the backfield with Jacobs to his backside. 2nd and 8 at the Lions 14. Love takes the snap, looking to throw off to the left side. Airs it out and finds somebody. That's Wicks, good for a 1st down. And it's going to put Green Bay within scoring territory. 1st and goal for Green Bay at the Lions' 6-yard line. Love with the no huddle goes under center. Quick snap goes to Jacobs, who tries to get up the middle and will power his way for the touchdown. And the Green Bay Packers, in about 4 minutes, have put 2 scores on the board and take the lead. Field goal is up, and it's good. Oh boy. Well, just like that, Green Bay is leading this football game, and the Lions are going to have to show us the grit and tenacity that Dan Campbell, the head coach, preaches. Plenty of football to be played yet, but the Lions can't let this one slip any further. Well, if I'm not saying much, it's because I'm speechless. It was such a. I mean, if you're watching along with me, you're going to fully understand what I mean. It was such an egregious pick. I think it's probably the worst we've seen all season, and it was entirely on Goff. Goff had time to throw. He was not didn't necessarily have pressure in his face, and he threw basically right to the defense. So. Yeah, it was egregious. It was bad. But there's plenty of time to play in this game, to establish the run game, and to get back in this game and take the lead. But this is now officially, this is a football game. This is a football game. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. We knew it was going to be close. But I hate to see it get this close because of an interception like that. That was pretty awful. And with that interception, this is something that we should also talk about. With that interception, he's probably eliminated himself from any sort of MVP conversation. Period. He was originally, he was originally in it, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure he's a part of the MVP conversation anymore. Not that he was going to win it, but with that interception just now, it was bad. All right, Goff under center, hyping up the team, clapping his hands, communicating with the offense, and they're going to take the field starting at their own 30, and we're going to see if they can get something done. Goff under center with Gibbs in the backfield. Goff takes a snap, fakes the give, has time, looking downfield, dump off to Gibbs. Gibbs gets to the 20, to the 35. And that's going to be a gain of about 5 in the play and bring up 2nd and 5. Lions go no huddle here. Jared Goff under center, Gibbs in the backfield. Goff looking to throw. Quick strike over the middle. That's going to be to Tim Patrick. And the refs are going to give him a first down. 10 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the third quarter. Lions are so far having an effective start to their drive. I always get nervous after Goff has thrown a pick, especially since Houston. All right, I should probably shut up. I don't want to jinx this. Goff under center with Gibbs in the backfield. Goff pitches to Gibbs. Gibbs gets up the middle and will be stopped pretty much at the line of scrimmage, and bring up Price second and 10 or second and 9. Goff breaks the huddle. In the backfield, he's accompanied with Gibbs on his right side. Goff takes the snap, looking to throw again. Goff across the middle. That's to Laporta, who drops the ball. Laporta was trying to haul it in, but he just barely dropped it. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8 here. It was a pretty good ball. It was a little low. But it hit Laporta in the hands, and it's something he probably should have caught. And the referee appears to be down. And the official is up, doesn't appear to be injured any longer. And Amazon's going to go to commercial break here. Not sure what happened. Oh, it looks like a Packer ran into the ref on accident. Thanks for coming, Kaylee. I greatly appreciate it. Have a nice night and travel safe. In the next 2 days, I don't know when you're coming home, but travel safe. Or if you're home already. I don't know any of that. Well, guys, I think I'm going to call the stream early. I appreciate everyone who's joining in thus far. I'm going to call the stream early only because I have to attend to something pretty urgent. So thank you, everyone.